Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've streamed. I've been the last what was it now? Was it last week that I basically streamed every day of that week, or at least I streamed far more. What's the word? I streamed a lot is the deal, and I really burned myself out streaming, doing stuff like that. So normally when I stream, it normally is sort of a whim of the moment. A lot of things align for me to want to stream. One of them involves just having the energy, having something I think would be interesting to stream, and having a good day helps. If I'm frustrated or get angry that day, normally I don't want to do anything particularly social. Okay, let me turn my audio up just a little bit more. Yeah, just a lot of things have to go right for me to want to stream, and after last week, I was like, I just don't want to, at least for a while. But today, I'm going to be streaming a little bit. I've had a thing that I've been meaning to work on, so I'll get into that now, and I'll show you what I've been working on. Let me swap into this mode. No. Okay, let's turn off. Here we go. And swap to console. Right. So what I've been working on is a Flintlock pistol. One of my D&D characters, Bryn Mawr. Hey, how you doing, Zerolst? Yeah. One of my D&D characters is a gunslinger. We play 3.5 D&D, and well, Gunslinger isn't actually a part of that edition. We co-opted Pathfinder to basically be our stand-in for that game's Gunslinger, since they're effectively the same game, just a little bit of renditions. So I was going to basically make my character's Flintlock, which he has called Jade, and in his backstory, he was a member of a guild called the Ivory Handlers, and he had a bad run-in at one point or another, and he was effectively killed. He was executed, but he didn't die, which is the strange thing, because I wrote bullshit that I was like, they shot him in the heart, but it was not. There's a condition, an actual medical condition, where like your internal organs are mirrored across from left to right. So where his heart should be, it wasn't, and he survived because he's just that strong. And no, he's not. He's a fucking. He has a strength of 8. He is not a very strong boy. But I've gone to and modeled a Flintlock. Did some looking into it. Very interesting. I never actually looked at Flintlocks before, but yeah, what they do. If I can finagle this, it's all rigged and whatnot. So what they do is they have a locked. It's not rigged at the moment. What the hell? Oh, this must not be parented or something. 1 second. Oopsies, that's an array modifier. Yeah, for whatever reason, I must have deleted the armature and never reset it. I can't remember why. There we go. So what happens? So what you would do, you would take the gunpowder and you'd prime it, load it, and all that stuff. Then you'd prime it right here, and then you would clamp down this little pan over the port that you poured the gunpowder in, and then when you'd pull the trigger. Apparently I did not apply the bone constraint to this. There we go. What hell is going on with... Oh, it's turned off. There we go. So yeah, when you would... let's set that to 25. So when you'd pull the trigger, the hammer would swing down, and I think it would strike across top part of this, and it would hit the gunpowder that's placed in this little pan, and then that would cause a spark, and that would set off the gun as there's an open hole in the side. That would cause the charge inside the gun to go off, and that would fire the gun. What is this? Okay, there's a stray bone over here. Yeah, that needs to get deleted. Because that is not the root bone at all. This is the root bone. Okay. So, to be texturing, a long time ago, I bought a pen tablet. It's an old... What's this thing called? Yeah. It's called an XP pen. I believe I don't remember where I bought it or what it was. It's all gunky. I don't know what the hell that is. It's like wax. Flintlock's first-person reload win. When I get the character rigged and whatnot. Yeah, I bought this XP pen tablet, and I think the charging port, the connector port broke or something like that. It's loose. No kind of thing works with it. Part of me is curious if this USB connector that I got with my new tablet, the Wacom. I got a Wacom 1. And it's bigger, and it's nicer, and it's beefier. I like it. It's the best pen tablet I ever had. It's the second one I've ever had, so there's a lot more room to go. Okay. So, that first matter of business is I'm setting up some stencils because I want to do some engraving on this model. And one thing that I was doing, I was using my pen tablet and painting up this area all the way up this golden area. And I was like, well, why the fuck am I doing that when I can just do this? So I'm a little bit late in the streaming process to show exactly what I've been doing. I've already gone and UV mapped it and modeled it and rigged it and all that shit. So, oopsie doodle. But I really wasn't feeling like streaming the past few days. Largely being tired. Part of it being just I don't like streaming when there's other people around. Yeah, a lot of just audio stuff, really. I hope you can't hear the dogs in the background. They've been driving me crazy. Okay, so first matter of business, I'm going to make the stencil because I want to be able to separate the ivory portion of the handle and the golden inlay. So let's go into the color base and let's first of all, one thing I want to do, let's go into the UV editor. We have our gun laid out, right? And let's export the UV layout, and I want to do that as a SVG modified. No, don't do that. All right, we're gonna do it SVG and so I've shown this off before, but this is how I handle my UV maps with pixel art. So one thing, I'll show you the difference between the two. So I'll export one as a PNG, just so I can show you why I use SVG and not PNG. What the? Oh, I don't know why that screen's open. Okay, so let's go to the base colors and let's edit this externally. So this will pop up. This will pop up a new window. Al-kablam. So I wanted to make an inlay for this part and a little bit of this part because that's where that is. So I need to know where all the stuff is for like the UV islands, all that stuff. So let's open up a window and let's load. Cat wants in now. Get in here. Come on, Bailey. Meow. Oh, I know. Cannot bump into the mic. Please do not do that. Okay. First order of business. Bailey. Oh. Trying to get my folders in order. Where the hell is it? Okay. Fuck. Shit. Fucking. This is one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming lately. I've just been in a bad mood. Okay. Do I have this in a daily build? Is this where I have it? Flintlock. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we exported the gun in we exported the UV maps in two different methods. One being an image. We exported them as a PNG. And the reason why this isn't a very good method to do so is because, well, look at it. It's crusty. God damn it! Could you fucking please? Could you move it, please? Oh. So obviously this isn't particularly the best way to do it because if say we were even smaller, say we were at 64 by 64, this is just going to be a condensed mess of color. The UV maps simply wouldn't mean anything. So let's delete that. So we exported this as an SVG or a scale vector graphics, I believe is the file format. So what we do is we go to a dockable and we load up a paths. So we're dealing with paths now, and we're going to right click here and we're going to import a path, and we would go here. Nope. Right. Okay. We're gonna have to personally find this. Okay. Daily builds. Flintlock, Fist of the North Star. I must have worked on something like that in the past. I don't remember anything about that. Okay, so we have the UV Flintlock SVG. So we're gonna bring them in. We're gonna merge them. We're gonna merge imported paths, and we're going to scale them to fit the image. And now that we have it imported, all we gotta do is turn them on, and we can now see them in the actual thing. Very nice. Right, so first order of business, what I wanted to do is I wanted to select, let's see here, this area right here. So these colors, those are what we need. And then, right, hold on. Let's select that by magic feather brush. And then we'll do this by lasso. So let's just select that there. There we go. We can adjust it just a little bit, get everything in order. There we go. In fact, the only thing that we need is we need the selection outside of the red lines, because those designate the, you know, those are where the textures are being projected from. So that, and we also want the stencil to be accurate as possible. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna make, where is it? Merge? Nope. so this needs to be normal. And then, whoopsies. So this is the mask that we're using. Okay. Export as Stencil golden handle. Export that. Replace. All right. So we can come back here. Texture painting. Okay, here's what we're gonna do now. Let's reload this. And when I was doing this, for whatever reason, I was kind of doing it actually in the painting. So I kind of set up my node for something like this. We don't need that anymore. Seems like there's a discrepancy in the color there. Let me fix that real quick. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I tried to fill this by hitting Shift K. This is not vertex paint mode. Okay. There we go. Now it's fixed. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to load. I'm going to load our stencil that we just made. Could you fucking please? Could you please work? I hate the splitting function. It drives me crazy because it never works the first try. Okay. Let's see here now. Where is it? Okay, tools. Masking, stencil mask. Let's open up. Actually, we don't need to open up anything. It's already here. We have stencil golden handle. There we go. There we go. So, whenever we're working on the, since we're working on the ivory, we can flip between them just by hitting these buttons here. Okay, now we can break out the, ooh, don't scroll in. Now we can work a bit on this. Okay. Now the question is, what kind of engraving do I want on what? I have a little, I have some ivory references off here to the side that I'm looking at. Throwing ideas off my head on what kind of stuff I want on it. I'm also, where did my Flintlock reference go? I had another one. Okay. Flintlock reference, no. Pistol. There's my reference. I was referring to one of these, something like this. Okay. I'm gonna have a drink real quick. I'm a bit thirsty, and I came into this without a single glass of water in my cup, so, you know, big thing. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. No, Bailey, you can't have any. That's mine. You don't want none of that. Okay, so I'm thinking... in terms of UV mapping, I think... yeah. I think I'm going to take an easy option here. We're going to take this, split it. Let's just symmetrize it. This will make my life easier. There we go. There we go. Now I'm doing this so that way I only need to look at one side to do my work. And oftentimes, symmetrize doesn't even work, right? So I just sort of took my mesh, separated it off, symmetrized it, and now, regardless of whether or not I have symmetry paint on or off, it will automatically copy from one side to the other. Let's grab my tablet here, and let's do a little bit of painting. I think what I want to do first is I want to do the golden inlay. So let's take this and flip it. And let's use some of this. Okay. So I have a radial brush, and what that does is it is synced up to my pen tablet. Based on the pressure that I apply, it makes it bigger or smaller. So, okay, we're currently in the shadows. So everything that I'm going to be doing here, this is going to influence the shadows of the inlay. So, okay. Let's set this to something like that, something sharp. And yeah, let's turn off. We're gonna use, I'm gonna swap it to a strength brush. I'm just gonna do some painting here. All right. My sharpener is really not that good for this. Not very ergonomic at all. There we go. Okay. So if I touch one of my pens, I can actually do some stuff with that. Okay, so since we're working in shadows, our setup is currently set to multiply. So a white brush will in fact erase what we're working on. That's nice. Let's start doing some of that. Swap back to... I really need to just pop this out. It'll be easier for me if I save this and put it somewhere I can look at constantly. Okay. Flintlock. Reference. Guns. There we go. I probably shouldn't have gotten ice. Now I just want to crunch on them. Let's add this reference now. So spent a bit of time trying to get this Wacom tablet set up to work right, and for whatever reason, initially I had it set up and I would set it to scroll and do stuff like that, where if I tap the pen or whatever, say I hit button 1, the one very close, I can do this with it and then I can zoom in and out. But for whatever reason, I applied that setup first, and it worked at first, and then for whatever reason it stopped, and it would, instead of panning, it would do this. So I have no idea what exactly happened to that, but it frustrated me for a good while, and then it started working again. So I'm like, okay, yep. Okay, so a little bit more of this. I have not really been feeling very up to streaming a lot lately, just simply because I don't know, just don't feel like it a lot often. I don't feel like I have the energy that is probably required of me to give it the justice that it probably deserves. Because I feel like I want to be entertaining, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh. I feel I'm often too flustered or too tired to do it properly. What kind of pattern do we pen buttons here. There they are. Hard to know what I'm doing just by feeling around there. A bit awkward, I feel, just a little bit. But I feel this was a pretty good purchase. Quite nice, I feel. It definitely makes texture painting a hell of a lot more fluid feeling. Whereas with a pen, with a mouse, it feels very rigid and yeah, it's about the best way I can describe it. It feels rigid. Every once in a while, I'm just gonna run over here, save all images, because the last thing that I want to happen while I'm working, the last thing I want is Blender to crash, and then I lose everything, because that will happen. I guarantee you it will, at some point or another. Because I just have that kind of luck. Okay. Why don't we add just like a little circle here? Okay. Right. For whatever reason, when I undo that, just removes the stencil. So that's a cool quirk. It's very neat. Nice. Something that I also wish I had is I wish there was a quick access to this right here, because I hate having to constantly like come up here to change whatever it was I am. A pew pew gun. Yes, it goes very much pew. How you doing, Wero Duck? Okay, let's try that again. Circle here. Nice. Done there. And the cat wants out again. Yeah, my only fear that comes from having this Wacom tablet pen, very much the same fear that I had when I got that XP pen tablet, just any kind of pen tablet, is I fear losing the pen itself and then just having a tablet that is unusable. Because if you don't have that pen tablet, if you don't have the pen, I just don't know how you could get a replacement. I'm sure they obviously have to exist, right? Got bored grinding gold in classic WoW, so thought I'd pop in. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. I'm just sort of going about making a basic gun, and at the moment, I just don't really care about entertaining. I try to be a lot more energetic in my work. At least that's kind of the energy I like to put off in my tutorial videos or whatever I do, but at the same time, I cannot be bothered to have that kind of energy when I'm just sort of hanging around. How is WoW? I've never actually played WoW. All of my friends, they play WoW, or used to. I remember they would play during the Lich King. I think that was a big thing that they were a part of at one point or another. They did stuff like that. It's not what I used to be back. what I used to be back in the days. Yeah, but when I was younger, the thing to play was it was, what was it now? Well, that's just not very useful. Can I set that to material? No? Okay. Right. So we're gonna have a workaround here because this is not gonna work. We'll just go into here. I don't want there to be any shading. I'm just gonna connect that directly into there. And for a second, yeah, I remember RuneScape was our game for the longest time, and yeah, I don't really remember just about jack shit going on with that, but that just kind of. Oh wait, shit! I did the wrong thing. I don't want to do that. I want to do a mixed shader. Okay, so with that we have shading, with that we don't. Perfect. Min-max and rampant economy. Yeah. Texture painting. Save all images. Good. Perfect. And people just don't play WoW Classic as it was back in 2004. Yeah, I've lost sort of all interest in MMOs as a method to play games. I don't know. I suppose it like the appeal is having friends to play it with, but when I tried getting back into RuneScape, what ended up happening was my friends had been playing for probably months up to that point, and they were like significantly higher level. Excuse me, I'm drinking an iced drink. Can't help but chew on the ice every once in a while. But you know, they were like level 60 or 70 or something along those lines. They were really up there, and you know, I would kind of have to make my own kind of entertainment out of RuneScape, which to me is not necessarily its biggest strength, at least in my eyes. And any kind of MMO alone, just playing alone, is just boring to me. I don't know. If I'm gonna play an RPG game, I'm gonna, you know, it better be interesting. And the cat went back in. 1 second. Oh no, my pen! Get back in. The cat is my litmus test on whether or not let's get my pen back. Okay. Right. But the one thing, the greatest appeal to me about RuneScape is its music, so that's what makes it such a nostalgic thing to me. Bailey, please do not bump my mic. Alright. Why don't we... Let's do... recall playing RuneScape back in the day. I just couldn't get into the controls and UI of it. I don't know, being 10, I kind of just made do. But that game, RuneScape, is incredibly grindy. My cat just loves swan diving from the top of my desk in front of my mic. Yeah, if you heard that thunk, that's what that was. Well, yeah, basically all of RuneScape was just kind of grinding. It's a very grindy game. Questing kind of felt like a break between them. Okay, let's... I feel like I kind of destroyed the flower that I was originally going for. No, it's just it's a hashtag cool. It's a hashtag cool design. Yeah, RuneScape, I think, was kind of defined by the lack of storytelling. It's not necessarily a game that is based upon conflict. There isn't, from what I remember, there isn't really a conflict. It's just an environment to explore and be a part of. At least that's what I remember. So there wasn't really any... Cat, could you please... My cat cannot decide whether or not it wants to be in my... It can't be in my lap right now, Bailey. I'm drawing. Please. Okay. So let's go into the highlights and start adding some. So since this is screen, I think if I just... Yeah, that adds a little bit. We're just going to add a little bit of highlight here and there. So, since we're doing this, and we're going about texturing our gun, what we'll probably end up doing, and I probably should do now, let me just... Okay, well, I saved all those, that's good. Let's add a metallic texture for 56 by 56. So, everything's black. So, at the moment, everything is non-metallic, and I'm going to have to do this at some point or another, and I might as well do it now. Okay, so there we go. There's that. That's metallic. Oopsies. Okay, for a second I was afraid that I just crashed my game. It's not filling. Please? Yeah, it's just not working. So the fill brush... Wait a second. Oh, I'm dumb. I know why it's not working. I have the mask active still. Okay, we're good. We're doing fine.
Could you make up your mind, please?
Ugh. asshole. This cat is an asshole. Right now, it is being the biggest asshole. It does not know whether or not it wants to be in or out. Could you please? Okay. Let's start selecting things by normals because everything over here is just is or isn't metal. Then seams, metal, 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 metal. Okay. There we go. Now that's metallic. Good. It just is or isn't metal. Metal. There we go. Okay, let's head back to the highlights. And let's do some work down here. I think a little bit of more work could be done in here. Okay, why don't we add a little? Whoops! Didn't do that. Let's add. Need some little dots like that. There it is. Okay. Okay, so let's here. Something that this is completely unrelated to what we're currently doing, what I'm currently doing, but something that I've considered at some point or another in the future is I wanted to do D&D live. Like I wanted to host my D&D games on like Twitch or something like that because I really enjoy doing D&D. It's some of the few things I actually do actively. I don't really game as much as I used to. I don't really, play video games. The only video game I can play, I remember in recent memory that I would play was like Binding of Isaac. I bought Repentance a good bit ago. That I quite enjoyed. I quite liked Repentance. But other than that, I don't really play much. Never played tabletop version of D&D, but I love playing the video game stuff. Yeah, there's some pretty damn good. There's some pretty good D&D video games like Neverwinter Nights. That was pretty good. Neverwinter Nights is also I believe Neverwinter Night. Well, there's like a MMO version of Neverwinter Nights, and then there is a tabletop simulation of it, which is a single player version of it. Baldur's Gate, yeah, there's another one. Was that made by BioWare as well? I can't remember. But yeah, there are a lot of different D&D games. Icewind Dales. I think there's what's that game? Curse of Strahd. Yeah, it's made by BioWare. Okay. BioWare has made a shitload of D&D video games. Icewind Dale. I listed off a good bit of them, but. But yeah, they're pretty good. But the thing to know, and the difference between tabletop and what is presented in a video game, is that a tabletop version is significantly more free. And this depends very heavily upon the dungeon master, because you can get a very good dungeon master, and you can be it's a very good experience if you have a good dungeon master, or you can have a very bad dungeon master, and the experience will be rather sour, in the sense that it could serve as some people, and I've seen this from experience. They use it as a sort of ego insert for their own personal work, and that gets very disgusting. I don't like it. Oh yeah, it can get really rough. So but I've had really good experiences. My friends, they've had some horror stories in terms of Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah, I've been pretty lucky in terms of good games. Now, when I was learning to Dungeon Master D&D, I've made some very bad stumbles. I've forgotten entirely how spells worked at times, in which I was like, so Fireball, for instance, or some kind of fire spell, based on what the spell you use, they have different resistances or different stuff like that. I had thought with a certain spell, it was like Scorching Ray or some kind of spell along those lines, that it was like when you cast a spell, you roll to hit, right? Well, for whatever reason, I thought that it was wolves at the time that I was using, that they would have to roll dodge or resist or something like that, whereas it's simply a touch attack. Like, you roll the dice, if you hit a number, it hits. Well, I had them do that, and then I rolled against it because I thought they had resistances. So it was like the fireproof wolves. It was incredibly dumb. It made the players very sad, and I completely fucked up. But I always end up forgetting what Chromatic Orb did because I didn't keep track of my caster's level. Chromatic Orb. I don't think I've ever heard of that spell. Is it a 5e spell? What is that? A second. Okay, none of my stuff is typing. 1 second. Save. Make sure to save. Save often. Chromatic Orb. Yeah, it is a 5th edition spell. Okay. You hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at a creature that you can see within range. You choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poisoning. Okay, so it's a whatever you want kind of spell. You choose whatever it does. Well, that might be a 3.5 spell as well. Fuck. A diamond worth at least 50 GP? Okay, sure. Wizard spell in Boulder's Gate. Did different things depending on what caster level. Yeah. This is just me and my ordeal, but I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder about 5th edition. I think it's largely due to the fact that it just doesn't have as much content as some of the other D&D games that I play. Like third edition. 3rd edition is my bread and butter. I love 3rd edition because it has a shitload of books. Absolute metric fuck ton of them. You can do so much in 3.5. It's ridiculous. However, 5th edition, it's new. It's very limited in terms of what is currently available to do. so I often feel that it's since it's very new, there's things can be added. Okay, let's start adding some highlights here. One of the things that upset me recently, this is me bitching. Welcome to Adam's bitch time. Where 5th edition, there is, there you're in 3 point. Wait, I've completely lummoxed my entire words. I was just about to say in 5e. I don't think there are prestige classes. But what they do have to make up for that is archetypes. So your character, based on what class you're doing, it builds towards a very specific type of build, right? So you would have like Path of Shadows Bard, or you would have Fists of Mercy Monk. But one thing that I was very frustrated by is they didn't have Vow of Poverty. A very specific type of vow, normally pertaining to monks, where you would, your entire build, the entire point of it is that you forego magic items, wealth, anything of that kind. And that would give you, in 3.5, a fuckload, a literal fuckload of benefits. It would boost your AC, you would gain... at certain points you wouldn't need to eat, you wouldn't need to drink, you don't need to sleep. Like, there's some ridiculous shit that thing would give you, because you almost become like Kenshiro or something along those lines, where you are so your martial art Zen stuff is so powerful that you can just forego eating, or something like that. That reminds me of Kensai kits and Gate. I'm assuming those are like samurai builds or something along those lines. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do like strip designs because I've done them going around here. So I think I'm just gonna do. You can't use any armor and only weapons. A little bit. It's a little bit like that. But yeah. And the thing with what's it now? The path of the vow of poverty is, yeah, you just get an insane amount of benefits. To start off, your AC gets boosted by 5. By 5. Straight off the bat, you get 5 AC. I mean, in 5th edition, that's broken. I think that would be broken. I don't know mathematically how that would all work out, but that's an insane boost of power right off the bat. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's save all that. Let's see how this looks so far. Right. Let's just disconnect that. Simple BDSF. Slap the color in there. There's the color. There's that. I remember how Broken Cavalier kit was in Mirror of Fear and Morale Failures. Yeah. Okay. Metal Flintlock. Did I save the metallics? I'm really gonna have to. Undead Slayer Paladins just straight up immune to attribute drains and level drains. Yeah, because when you're undead, level drains and stuff of that nature normally is necrotic or negative energy. So if you're already undead, negative energy ain't gonna do shit to you. So yeah, that. Okay, let me metallic flint. Let me save this. Did I save? Okay, metal flintlock. There we go. So this will determine what is and isn't metal. And with that plugged in, let's turn on shading. Nice. Yeah, at some point or another, I'm probably gonna have to. I'm gonna have to turn the bump. I'm gonna have to convert the highlights and shadows into a bump map at some time. Because yeah, I feel it's a little nasty for like it looks flat. That's the main problem. It just looks flat. So I would probably, yeah, I can make this work. I can definitely make it work. It'd be a little bit of work, but I can definitely do it. All right. Let's take our mask. Let's flip it now. Let's do a little bit of ivory work. Okay, do some shadows. Okay. So we gotta figure out what kind of texture we want to do with this and all that stuff. Alright, let's make this unshaded now. There we go. Stuff like that. Find an ivory carving set. So this gun is based off of my gunslinger from my friend Jared's campaign, and I need something. I need something with a good design for my character. I'm good with the ivory flintlock and cheat a bit. Have a little checker pattern in that one. Here's what I'm looking at. Stuff like this. Now this is just a larger version of what I was looking at. Suppose we could do something like that. At the same time, I'd rather do something a little bit more what's the word? A little bit more interesting instead of just generic patterns. I think something like that might be interesting. Yeah, let's just view that image. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save this so that way I can use this for later. Save image as, let's do reference gun 2. I don't want to. Let's bring this someone out of the way. I'm largely having this here because I want to sample some color from it. I think this is a pretty good texture source. So for multiply, let's just sample in some of that. Now we're in shadows, so when I paint, how does this look? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so for the highlight, how would this look if I... Really can't tell the difference. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so... You know what? Yeah, here's what we'll do. Go into shadows. So I'm gonna make an outline for this thing. Ah. Yeah. Okay. This will be easier to do it this way. So we have it like this. Whoopsies. I screwed the pooch now. There we go. Go. Like that. There we go. Alright, so now let's go about undoing this, and we will establish where our thing starts. So, yep. Where's my pen? Where's my button? There it is. Okay. Struggling for a second here. Set up better. Figure this out. Ah! These pen buttons feel a little awkward to manipulate. At least that's just my opinion. Have to sort of look at them before I use them. Of course, it doesn't help if I had a little bit of alcohol. Go. Whoopsies, wrong brush. In terms of this pen, my only hope is that I can actually use it long enough to actually go through the little plastic nibs, so that way I'm not just sort of... I never even got through the nibs for the other pen that I had. So that was unfortunate. The connector just kind of broke for it. Hail Warrior. How you doing, Hobo Noah? Okay, how are you? I'm tired. And maybe a little bit, well, I've been flustered today. Just, you know, maybe somewhat not in the best of moods. But other than that, I'm doing alright. I am testing out my new Wacom tablet, and something that I haven't really done in a long time is actual texture painting. So that's pretty good. I actually get to do a little bit of that. Let's just thicken these lines up a little bit. Hey, how you doing, Zombizzle? Man, everyone's coming in now. Well, it's probably better to come in near the middle part of the stream after I've gotten all the introductions out of the way. I was feeling a lot less happy earlier. I'm doing pretty good. I've been, yeah, this tablet it feels like it was a good purchase. Save all. Let's take a look at some of this floral design. I realize I can't really see it from this angle, but I have it open on this side. Right now, I'm not sure what I want to do for my next project. Honestly, I'm conflicted. Damn, that looks gorgeous. Thank you. In terms of project, what are you referring to? Are you wanting to, do you do games, or do you do, well, what do you do? Okay, let's start from here. Why don't set this to more sharp? This. Sharpen this up. One thing that I've always wanted to do, and something I haven't yet done, I've wanted to do animation, but animation is very hard. Oh, that's right, I am. Variety of things, but it's all 3D related. I usually have projects as an excuse to learn new stuff. The last project I did was very stylized 3D environment. Before that, I was going through a very nice course on Rigify. I still take a break from rigging. Rigging can be a bit. I really like animation, but I don't have all the assets to work with since I tend to make all the stuff myself. I feel that. I too like to do everything myself. Quite liked what was it now? Sunbun's animation he made recently. That was pretty damn good. Yeah, that was the one that the skeleton rides off in a sky trolley, the little shopping cart thing. Yeah, shopping cart. I don't know where my brain went. It went sky trolley. That was really good. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff of Legends. Okay, let's add another leaf here. Yeah, stuff like what Sunbun did is kind of exactly the stuff that I would like to do myself. However, I kind of just either am sidelined with stuff, or I don't have the motivation, or what I do is the project of the thing that I want is astronomical. When I say project, I pretty much mean that I don't have something of my own to work on right now to add to my learning. I know I want to try to get into sculpting. I want to do more environment and character art, and I want to learn more about hard surface modeling, but I also haven't made anything lo-fi in a while. I guess I'm too attention deficit to decide on something. I mean, I'm attention deficit too. And for me, what that means is it's not that I struggle to focus on something, it's that it's more that I struggle to find something worth focusing on. Is really my problem. So I tend to want something very, very intensive to make something. And normally, I struggle to find something that is I find worthwhile when I do something. So I don't know. It is hard. I have ADHD myself. Button. But something like World 4 or what Sunbun made recently is probably along the lines of what I would like to get done myself, but haven't done so in a while. Haven't, I made what was it now? Prismatic Castle or something like that. Some kind of short animation that I did that was I had wanted to do that as like a story of some kind, but after I finished it, I'm like, nah, I don't wanna. I'm not very good at surrealist stuff. I don't want to do like an animal on the surface of this thing. Let me save all. What kind of animal do we want on here? I can do an elephant. It would make sense because that's where one would get ivory, or maybe a walrus of some kind. No, I haven't done one of those. Here's this little Boy Scout symbol thing. Oh, that's the wrong image too. That is wrong. Here's little Boy Scout symbol thing doodads, florets, or whatever. I don't know. I'll do one. Try that again. Let's put it up a little higher. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on that. Can. There we go. Why don't we sharp? That's probably do. Whoopsies, wrong button. When it comes to doing like an animated project, I struggle with scope because if I make something, I want it to be something substantial, and I can't really do shorts. Like I just mentally can't. I always want to do something very big, but I've kind of been writing. I've been wanting to write like very sort of small, like bite-sized little shorts that tell a larger story. So it's kind of my way around that sort of small scope deal. I feel that's a good compromise. But at the same time, I also have to go make. Ooh, excuse me. I have to make said shorts, so there's that too. Very nice. Okay. Make sure we save. do like I don't know if we want to do a flower. Let's do more leaf. Let's bring a leaf out from here. I gotta pack it up and get ready to leave soon since my shift is over. So what? Yeah, sure. Don't inconvenience yourself just to watch me. Why don't we have these be like little sweeps like that? Little actual flowers or something like that. Go. Let's have this swirl around. Why not? It's getting there. Also got to figure out what's going to go on this side. Excuse me. I'm having another drink. Good. I just wanted to go something simple for today. Now, what can we do for this side? How does this look shaded? One thing that I'm probably going to do is I'm going to add some noise on the darkened side of the ivory, because that's where all the dirt collects, you know. Since your hands touch these raised surfaces, all the gunk would appear down below. Let's take a look at it. some kind of bump map to this because it just it looks nasty. Let's add a flower up here. I think that's a pretty good thing to add right there. Fill the rest of this in. Add a little bit of texture to that. Forego this little thing that I had made here. Okay, we're using sharp. Go. That looks sick. Thank you. Okay. Sure to save. Be sure to save on. Alright, what do we want to add here? Part of me at one point or another wanted to add like a woman praying, like some kind of motif like that. No. I don't know about that one. Let me retoggle this mask. Wait. Oh, it is active. My bad. It's just I had overlays turned up. My bad. I'm dumb. I did kind of wanted to have a prayer motif at one point or another, but why don't we have a sun? Make sure we get this as circular as possible. Due to its nature being mirrored, you might have problems with it looking fine. We're gonna have to look up the smiling sun image to make it look right, because that has a very iconic this. Ed E. This now looking thing. The praise the sun thing. Copy image address, paste that there. Zoom in on it, no problem. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it justice with the amount of maybe the chin. Okay, I have it set to radius. Turn that off so that's strength. This will make it better. Okay, let's turn radius on as well. So that's where the eyebrows are. That's horrifying. Yeah, I just do not have the image resolution to do it justice, I don't feel. Of course, I may be just being lazy and talking shite. Some dimples, maybe. I think I have instantly regretted my choice to include a sun in this design. I don't know. I have not yet included that for myself yet. There is a singular stubborn pixel right there. That's frustrating. Okay, so I'm in shadows. Yeah, texture layer shadow. Whatever it is, it's not on this layer. It's probably this layer. That's probably it. Yep, it's this layer. Got it. All right, back to the shadows layer. I'm gonna be right back. I have to take care of something real quick, and then I will return. Stick around, I guess. Alright, I'm back. I was having I grabbed a piece of hamburger. So. Fucking crackhead son, this looks like shit. Just probably just move the mouth down, that's probably what it is. I think the mouth is too high up. Okay, that looks better to me. That looks a lot better. Oh. Second, I think it's a different cat this time. Come in, Jack. Come on. Yeah. God, I don't. About him at the window before he came in. That one in the big club. Alright. Save images. Nope, you cannot have my hamburger. Too slick, thinking you can sneak up and eat my hamburger. There we go. I hate losing my pen. I don't know why it's so hard for me to keep track of this damn thing. Let me just put it. Ow. Oh god. Ah, there it is. Found it. Okay. Let's make a... I think I'm going to make a new stencil here. And I'm going to basically select everything that's white, and I'm going to make that the stencil. With everything else, I'm going to darkify, or, you know, manipulate as the... Let's do a little bit and thicken this up. Or not. That's cool too. Why does this music sound like a slam jam? Like this is someone tried to incorporate this with the like, come on and slam and welcome to the jam. Sounds kind of a little bit like that. Alright, let's all images. Now let's edit this one specifically. Matter of fact, I'm curious. What would happen if we remove all saturation? Nothing too extreme. Thank you. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Texture layer shadows. Let's edit this externally. Alright. So I want to select all of this white color. All this here. I gotta let you know. All right. So now what I want to do, let's just invert and delete everything. Let's make that a mask. Export as every carving mask. Alright, so now that that's done, let's open up the ivory carving mask and we turn this on. I think we're gonna need to combine we're gonna need to combine well, actually I don't need to combine, it's pretty already simply laid out. So this area that I'm marking out, we're just gonna fill with white because it's going to count as a way to cover the inlay that we laid out. Okay. Shift control. That's the one. There we go. So let's open up the ivory carving mask again. Nice. Alright, let's go to the grunge brush. Multiply, let's add some dirt. And let's add a texture, I believe. Maybe. Texture, new. Let's figure out what we want to add. Let's see our textures. We have a dirt. Go with something like that. Yeah, that'll probably do, right? I'm just gonna click around, right? Okay, let's lighten it up a bit. Maybe lower the saturation. Okay, let's maybe... How would it look if we inverted this mask? That's a grunge here and there. I think that's pretty good. Alright, now let's turn on shading, because we have it currently set to unshaded. Now what we'll definitely... this thing is definitely in dire need of some... What's it now? Bump mapping. But it's starting to look pretty good. Okay, let's back to texture painting. One thing that I want to do is I want to add some shading right here where the gold is laid next to the, what's it now, the ivory, this sort of white color. I want to lay some shadow right where it's laid down, so looks like there's a slight shadow. I don't know if I did a good enough job of that. I think I'll have to pass over it again. Okay. Multiply. Alright. That looks good. Alright. Save all. Pretty good. And I realized I was away from Twitch for a second. There we go. Alright. Not really sure how to go about texturing these. But the handle and whatnot, that's done. I think what I could just do would just select this based on seam. And let me load. Let me get a stencil brush here. Okay. So in texture paint mode, let me swap. Whoa. Oh yeah, we'll mark it as sharp as well. Mark seam. L mark seam. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it, everybody. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I want to take a textured stencil brush, texture paint, let's load texture, new, open. I want a wooden texture, probably this one, a wooden grain texture. And what I would do, go to text. Something along these lines. Now, obviously it's facing the wrong direction, but this is the principle of what I want. I have a few things I need to do before I get there. Obviously this isn't good. I removed this area right here, which is supposed to be the metal area that holds the flintlock. I need to do some masking still. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, where's the metal portion of that? We need to. Yeah, I forgot. Take that off. There we go. So largely something is either going to be metal or not be metal. So that's really all I'm going to worry about here. I'm just going to worry about getting the outline done, and then I will probably just use a fill and just sort of complete the rest of this selection. Oh, I just realized you put that in. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Paul Dolphin. Paul Daphne, I think. That's probably what that is. But, yeah. It's been a while since I've actually done that voice, so...
Yes, I am interested in hearing your robot voice. So, I can do a robotic voice, but I am very unpracticed. So, this is what you paid for. What the fuck? Is this what you expected it to be? This is all through my voice. This is not a synthesis module.
Oh, fuck.
Ah, fuck. Fuck. Mattel Electronics presents B-17 Bomber.
It's pretty good. I like that as a voice. I wanted to have an excuse as a character in like a D&D campaign or some kind of role-playing experience where I use that as my character voice. The cool thing about it is that it doesn't hurt at all, and it's done exclusively by inhaling. So that's how I. Okay, fuck. I have to go into symmetry now. I done fucked up. There we go. It's quite a. I quite enjoy that voice. It's very fun. There was one instance where my friend was hosting a cyberpunk campaign, and I got to play a robot because it was a one-off where we were escaped robots from some kind of company, and we were just kind of running. We were just running about, and I got a chance to play a robot. So obviously,
This was the voice that I picked.
it did what it needed to do. Okay, save all images. There we go. It doesn't get picked as much as I would like the voice thing, but I don't. Not a lot of people stay or bother with that thing, so it's whatever. Okay, so how long have you been using Blender? Probably about a year or two, I would think. Alright, so I want. Okay, desperately. Oh man, every time I check your stream, I realize how much I've yet to learn in Blender. Alright, let's. I need to make sure everything's saved. Save. I'm very, very fearful of losing shit. Okay, so I want to make a mask for the wood, so that way I can paint it without having problems. I also need to add like a roughness map. That rough map, 256. There we go. Nice. I just made this mistake. Didn't save my textures after editing in Blender. Yeah, Blender is really bad about just nuking your shit. It will destroy everything you love. Okay, there we go. You know what? Honestly, I don't even need to bring it into edit mode. I can just do this. I'll just load it as a stencil. It's perfectly fine as is. So we'll just load the metal. And that was the end of that playlist. There we go. We're going to start a new one. Lost 1 hour. What about your prismatic castle animation? How long did that take? I think it took about 2 weeks, I think. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I have not thought about that animation in a long, long time. Okay, let's set this to rough. Oh. I may be talking out my ass. I may really be talking out my ass in terms of how long it took me, because it's been so long since I've even touched it. So don't. It may have been a month. I don't remember. Matter of fact, I guarantee you it was more than a month, because I had to work on a whole bunch of different stuff. I had to work on the character and her animations and her design and all that shit. And yeah, I had entirely forgotten about all of that. Okay, select that. There we go. That seemed to have not done anything. Oh, it's not plugged in, that's why. There it is. Now it's doing stuff. Come on, cat, get in here. Oh. I'm gonna have to do a specular map as well, because wood isn't particularly reflective. So I'm gonna have to do that as well now. Cat, please don't rub against the mic. Please. Okay. Texture painting. Where is that? Cool. Yeah. Let's add a specular. Set this to like 0 for now. And the specular, I don't think, starts plugged in, so that's cool. This can get deleted. Hide that. Bring that all the way up there. Yeah, the specular didn't start plugged in either. Plug that straight away. There we go. There's the specular. Yeah. So I had to design the character and model her, texture paint her, and all that stuff. So when I started the actual project itself, I had her already made. So I didn't really calculate her into the actual design process or the development process. I had to write it. Yeah. I had forgotten a lot of stuff about that. Oh, fuck. I'm painting that into the specular. Oh, God. That's a mistake. Oh, no. Ow. Right. Oh, shit. That's right. I also have to save those now. Flintlock. That's the roughness. Save as rough block. There you go. Yeah. Rough Flintlock. Let's go into specular. Completely reload that. Spec Flintlock. How did you learn how to use Blender? Did you follow tutorials or just experiment on your own? A little bit of both. When I started off, I did a lot of tutorials, a lot of character modeling tutorials. Blender Guru, obviously. Very good stuff that he makes. But after a while, I started experimenting in a lot of stuff that I did on my own, as well as making tutorials for my I started writing tutorials as a way to learn, because I would have to research before I would make them. So I feel that was very helpful to me as well. Okay. Is this just okay? I can't tell if this is. Cat, please. Please stop. My cat keeps rubbing against my mic. It's driving me batshit. Could you just lie down in my lap and be a good girl? Please don't do it again. Okay. Oh. I was about to have a stroke. Okay, color base, select this, paste. Fuck. There we go. Okay, so what I'm seeing, there is, where is that? Is that in shadows? No. Maybe. Yeah, that is shadow. Okay. So, let me set it. So what I'm seeing is some of this is bleeding over into this portion of my model, and I don't want that. Oh god, I full screened my stream over there. Okay. Oh. What? Oh, texture, right. I was supposed to do woodwork texturing over there to get this to be wood colored, but now I've been distracted entirely. Okay, saturation. There we go. So now, because that is white, the multiply does not influence the wood texture. Nice. Speaking of wood texture, it's time to fucking finally get that shit done. Okay. Mix. We set this to this color. And the mask is on. Oh. Okay. This thing right here needs to stop. Okay. Cannot be viewed from the back. There we go. Wow, the music is really quiet, I just realized. Why is this so silent? There. Jesus. Are all these models you're making part of a larger project? I've contemplated it. I do have ideas. I have scripts written. Writing a script where I want to make an animation, like a big boy animation, but I feel that before I animate anything, the script has to be done. The script has to be done, and I can just focus on that, and I don't have to worry about anything else. So, that's my answer. I'd want to have a done script before I do anything. Okay, let me rotate that. Oh yeah, that's the good shit. Oh, damn. Hold on. I need to turn on symmetry. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Ah! Nice. Oh yeah. Things are coming together. Ah, fuck, I got bleeding. My texture is bleeding into other stuff. Okay. Let me try to fix this. So the main reason why that's happening is because they're just so close together. If I do that, I might be able to avoid that. That didn't help. Okay, good. It's not bleeding into it anymore. Digging in my cat's digging at my what's it now? I have my laundry open. She's trying to make it more comfortable. Wow, all these different textures look sweet together. I try, I guess.
Ow! Fuck! Ah!
There it is. So this is what it all looks together.
Oh.
There's that. Boom. Eh. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Save all. Nice. Okay. Okay, so what I think I need to do now at this point shading. Turn shading off. All this is strict color. I want to make some shadow lines between here and here because they need to connect in some way. And I want to make sure that they look good, so we'll do some texture painting. Go into shadows. Let's set that to that. There we go. Okay, I think I can bring this back. There we go. That's nice. Okay, so we'll set this to sharp, methinks. How will this look between the two of them? Looks like shite. Yeah, that. Probably doesn't help that the shadow itself is really dark. Oh, whoops, that's supposed to be bigger. Why do you have mirroring off now? It's not really off. Oh shit. I forgot. I've been so used to having... Right, so the way that I had done my UV maps, they naturally, they would naturally mirror. So that's just kind of the way that I set those up. However, I had forgotten that they were set up in a very specific way, and now these areas, they don't really mirror. So that's kind of my fault. So now that looks more natural. That's better, I guess. Save that. Big chow. Alright. Shading. Let's turn that back on. Now this is actually real. So guns tend to have a lot of residue when they fire, because gunpowders, all that stuff. But another thing is that there should be some shadows here and there to designate that there is sort of an indentation. Alright, let's just convert. Oh, well, first of all, I need to turn off the stencil. Turn it off. So now we're going to work on this. And another thing. Select these and that. Let's pop them off and let's symmetrize them like that. Yep. And then we'll pop it back on. Right. So why I did that. Oh, I guess I didn't need to do that. They're already mirrored. So if this hadn't been if this had been like the handle, I have mirroring turned off, you'll notice that. But when I paint it, regardless of whether or not mirroring is on or off, it still will mirror from one side to the other because of how it's used now. So there's that. Shadow. Okay, nothing has been done here. Okay. Set to that. Run texture layer shadow. Alright, let's save. Save all the images. Let's try this. How will this look? That down there will be pretty dark. That's unnecessary. Whoop. What? How the hell did that happen? Yeah, this is entirely white. Oh, we have a texture on it. Whoops. That's awkward. Well. Take a look at this. There's a lot of noise in the metal, so we can do some of that. All right, let's add. Yeah, let's do this as a texture. Put this to multiply. Set that to dots. Only doing it on top. I can't seem to. locate this. And I realize I haven't really been using my pen tablet for a while. Bring that back. And let me find my pen because it's dark and I can't see it anymore. There it is. It was right next to my mouse the entire time. Okay. Let's see. How will this look? For whatever reason, it's only letting me paint like on top of this thing right here. For no discernible reason. The normal's fuck? Do I have a mask on? Okay. Face orientation. Nope, that's good. What about... Okay, the masks. Let's try seeing if there's any masks on. Tools. Stencil masks. That... Oh? We don't have it. We don't have a stencil mask. There's nothing on here. It just won't let me paint on top of here for whatever reason. Okay. Let's turn off the masks. No. Bruh. Okay. Let me check the Yugi map. Oh, you know what? It's probably simply because of the tool that I'm using. And this is what it is. Go back to texture paint. So I have it set to multiply. And this is what it's multiplying. It has to have something to be multiplying, and since there's nothing's being multiplied. So I'm just a fucking smooth brain drooling imbecile. Alright, let's set this to mix instead. There it is. Okay. Got it. So it's mix. Tool. Ah, fuck, I accidentally locked something. Okay. Turn off that. Turn on the radial brush. This one. This will be a noise brush. I think that noise looks like shit. Let's change that up. Let's go to this, change it to clouds, change it from cell noise to Blender original. Huh? How's that clouds? Why did it change back? I didn't even undo anything. What the hell? Okay. Blender original, soft. Save. Save all images. Maybe I should make the image bigger. basic little gunmetal, stuff like that. It seems the UV editing workspace has kind of inadvertently become a improvised texture painting thing because I'd never. Okay. So let's go back to this since I suppose this is my texture painting mode now. So let's set this to roughness. Where's the rough? There it is. Let's add some roughness this way. Polished this thing, but pretty good. Also help to go into the roughness. Whoopsies. We can just raise the value of it like entirely. Okay, so we have this. Let's not have this be a noise. Let's set this to radial. This volume. Oh, this is yeah. Let's multiply by 1. That's brilliant. Value. Nope. Value. That should do a little bit of something. There we go. Now it's not so. Yeah, just a touch of roughness to it. Okay. You don't normally have chrome finishes on stuff like this. Alright, now let's go back to texture paint. Back to this. We're on the shadows. This is the dark areas of this. Let's add some mud of some sort, some kind of dirt maybe. So, swap this to. Okay, let's copy that color real quick. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that I have it, so let's swap over to the grunge brush. Dirt here and there. Yeah, check that out. Just a little bit of dirt here and there. forgot that the mix, I had it set to multiply, and I still hadn't had color there for it to multiply against, so it just sort of did nothing. It was a whoopsie doodle, a little bit, just a little bit of a whoopsie doodle. Okay, so we're still in shadows. Let's get out of the grunge brush. Add that to the palette. I like that color. Saturation down to radial brush. No, let's set it to a strength brush. There we go. I'm surprised that Blender hasn't actually crashed. I'm very pleased that it hasn't. That's definitely good. Whoopsies. Wrong brush. More subtle on that. Let's just go above. Touch it a little bit. Just a little bit. Pretty good. Save all images. We definitely want to do that for this area right here. They're not the only ones that are experiencing a little bit of shadow. That's how you do it, yeah. I was a little lost there for a second on how to maneuver because I was on my tablet. Come on now. Yeah. There it goes. Okay. Now it's painting. There we go. Another thing I should probably be doing for these shadowy areas is I should be influencing the spectral. Yeah. What is the spectral? So it's all set to 0 with spectral. You know what? Let's just set it to 0.5 for now. All up. I set the saturation. No. Value 0.5. So all of it, we'll set it to that for now. And then the areas that not spectral, whatever the hell. Select that. Okay. Select that. Go back to texture painting. I need to add a mask because I don't want to paint over the metal. Stencil, turn that on. Turn on the metal. Nice. So I I don't want the wood to be particularly reflective, so there we go. That's pretty good. Ah, man. There's a lot more to be done. I am close. A lot of work. Okay, we're on the specular still. So areas that are shadowy areas. Damn, is this specular? No, this can't be. Oh, yeah. It's just the mask. The mask is hiding it. Yeah, see? Okay, I was very freaking out for some reason. What's going on? That's what's going on. So areas that are being shadowy shouldn't have much specular, since light is going into those areas and not being reflected back out. So go about doing that. Let's set this to linear, methinks. Where's the button? There's the button. This. Oh, I guess it is selected. It's not painting like it's selected. Okay, it's in mix. It's on mix. That's what it is. So, bruh. Okay. Let me go, Bailey. This is fifth time or whatever. Move it. Yeah. All right. Get all that in there if I can. Whatever reach, yeah, there it goes. I don't know why that's the color I'm getting. Where is it? Media editor, texture node editor. Where the hell is it? Image editor, there it is. Okay, I was there already. Brilliant. For whatever reason, I don't see the... There they are. Oh, wait a second. I realized I'm an idiot. I'm not even in the specular. I'm not even looking at the specular. There's probably where my problems are coming from. Plug my phone in. It's dying. 1 second. Alright. There's Metallic. Had to look for it again. Is my audio good? I'm afraid that when I'm talking, I should be louder. I don't know if my balance is good or not. I think I'll give myself just a little bit more. I don't want to clip the mic, but I want to be heard. Whoopsies. Okay, for whatever reason, there we go. It wasn't painting there when I wanted it to. Alright, let's go back to the grunge brush. And let's do some grunging. Because these areas where we're having some grunge here and there, it should not be all that reflective, so if we just touch it up here and there. Hitting some areas with some brightness. Mainly just on top. Could probably do some bump mapping. I keep saying that, but you know, doesn't make it less true. Alright. Save all images. Now, is there any images that I specifically have not saved? Because that's what I'm afraid of. Roughness. That's saved. Base colors, metallics, speculars. Yeah. Good. That's good. I'm going to take a look at another Flintlock, because that's not the one I'm wanting to look at the moment. Okay, I need to add some shadow where the wood is. That's what I need to do. Okay, let's get out of the grunge brush into a strength brush. Paint down this a little bit. I don't know about that one, Chief. If I'm gonna do that, it's gonna need to be darker. What in the fuck happened here?
Isn't this happening?
Okay, there we go. Get back to the grunge brush. Load this image. There we go. Okay. Save all images, go back to the shadows. Let's get out of this brush into a strength brush. And it's not working. Nice. Nice. Oh, it's working there, but not elsewhere. Nice. Sometimes it's just frustrating. That's right. This doesn't mirror like the other portions do, so I'm gonna have to do this manually. At least somewhat. I think I have a way to... Yeah, we'll turn on... There we go. Symmetry, that ought to do. Sometimes it doesn't work as good as I would like it to, so... I'm going to assume this is going to work fine. Details is where symmetry painting kind of fails. Ugh, cat, why? How you decide whether you want to be inside or not? Ugh. You furry bastard. Meow, 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 meow. Ugh. Okay, it's too big. Save. Cat, please, 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 please. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Right, let's load the... Whoopsies. This, and then... God damn it. Can we stop playing this shit? I download. Cat's been driving me ape shit. Cat, I swear to God. Okay. Okay, so that's the entire opposite side of the gun, I realize. Which is peculiar. I think I'm starting to run out of steam in terms of desire to continue texture painting this. I think I want to break. I'm going to save everything again. And I think I'm going to call it for now because I'm tired. And I will probably continue this tomorrow at some point or another. But this is pretty good. And with that, I'm going to go now. I think I got a pretty good amount done, considering all the stuff that was, all the stuff I had planned. I think this is pretty good for now. I will come back sometime in the future and continue working on this. Thank you, Noah. And then with that, I'm gonna go now. So see you, everyone.